So we talked about a little bit about due diligence on the buy side, and the seller has to get their house in order. Mark and I always talk about this. So before documentation review and to also look more legitimate for the buyer, you have to have your ducks in a row. We talk about having like a virtual data room, right? Making sure all your documents are there, up to par. We also have seen situations where there's just IT discrepancies between the buyer and the seller. So that's something the buyer is going to be looking at as well. On an operational standpoint, looking at your internal controls. Are there any internal weak controls? In the scenario we spoke about, we have 2 locations. And I've worked in companies where even if you have more than 2 or 3 locations, they're operating like different companies. What do the streamlined operations look like? What are the inputs and the outputs? How is that going to look on paper, financially, legally, and all the other different matters? So while they're going through the due diligence process, you want to make sure you have everything up to par as far as your documentation, tax papers, there's all IT, all the different things. Insurances, cybersecurity is a big thing now. But operationally, we really look at how are things running efficiently. What do the resources look like? You can't go to the bank and get the loans and all of that if you're burning through resources. So that's what we look at, and we usually get the red flags by how the numbers look on paper, right? So that's what I have for getting your house in order.